So today we're going to be just having a quick discussion about the importance of networking when you're looking for your next job.
So now that you've completed your resume and your cover letter, now it's time to get out there and do the real work. Sell yourself.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get into this, Kiki.
All right, all right. So, a few things that I've tried myself in terms of networking was, of course, updating your LinkedIn profile. There are some really good tools out there and suggestions and how you can do that. You want to make sure that your resume, of course, from LinkedIn is up to date and reach out to your colleagues, people that you've worked with in the past, and ask them to send you a recommendation. I think that's a really good use of LinkedIn. When recruiters are looking at your profile, they can see from another person's view how it is working with you and some of your accomplishments within your past roles. So, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I had a really good experience when it came to that. So, in the process of updating my resume, updating LinkedIn, I put it out there that I was open for work. And one of the first things that happened was an old colleague that I had worked with years ago saw that, reached out to me directly on LinkedIn and said, "Hey, I know about some job opportunities. I'm going to put you in touch with the hiring manager for the company that I'm working for to see if that goes anywhere." So I think, again, when you get back to that whole networking piece, you have to really reach out to your old contacts, people that you maybe haven't spoken to in a while, old colleagues, because you never know where that is going to lead. I also think it's important that in that whole networking process that when you're looking at specific job roles, you look and see who is working for that company. One of the things I realized about LinkedIn is that LinkedIn will show you your connections, your first, your second, and third connections to people. So if you're looking at a company and you have someone in your profile, your contact list that is a second or third connection, it's okay to reach out to them and say, "Hey, I see that that your company is hiring. Any suggestions? Anything I should know? Could you put me in touch with your hiring manager?" Again, you just want to keep the ball rolling when you're networking.
Absolutely. Another thing to consider are, people that are within your own community, people that you interact with on a day-to-day basis. Hey, I'm looking for work. Are there any open roles where you're working right now? Or do you happen to know a recruiter? Or, just using your community support and letting them know that again, you are actively seeking employment, and if they have any recommendations for you in terms of where to look.
Yeah, I think one of the things as well that I found kind of important, and I think we might have mentioned this in a previous video, and I know people have mixed feelings about this, but from my perspective, and I think like you mentioned this, I think it's okay that you reach out to the recruiters directly. Do it in a professional manner, of course, but reach out to them and say, "Hey, I've just applied for this job, and I would be interested in having a deeper discussion with you." I know for me, when I reached out to those recruiters, I used ChatGPT. ChatGPT is your friend, just to draft a professional response. You submit the application, it tells you on the profile who the hiring manager is. It's okay to send them a LinkedIn message, or if they have an email, send them an email and say, "Hey, I'm really interested in this position, and I would really like to know more about it and how my skills would align with this role." So I know you've done that before, Keisha. What are your thoughts on that? I know there's people out there with mixed mixed feelings on it.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. You're just kind of, throwing everything out there and something's going to stick. I completely agree with reaching out to the recruiter. I think that that helps in terms of getting your name out there. It creates a memory maker for the recruiter.
Yes.
And in some cases, the recruiter may actually just go ahead and pull your resume or go over to your LinkedIn profile. So, again, you're trying to stay above everyone else who's applying. You want to be a shining star. So I think that that is your first opportunity, introducing yourself and having that initial message with the recruiter that helps with getting your name out there, getting your
Yeah,
resume out there.
I think the bottom line here is that you've got to put yourself out there. You've got to use all of your resources. This job market is tough. I mean, for every job posting, there are hundreds of applicants. So you have to find a way to make yourself stand out. And if that means reaching out to people directly, reaching out to old contacts, just do the needful because again, it's the only way that you're going to stay above the curve and beat out some of the competition by showing that interest and enthusiasm in a specific role. So, with that said, if you found this video interesting, please don't forget to comment, like, subscribe. Also, hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date on all things Talk Time Life Unscripted. Thank you again for joining us today. Ciao for now.